105.1. Brent Faiyaz is here today.
What's going on?
Welcome. Why is it
Thank you
taking
for
you so
having me.
long to come here today?
I don't know, man. I've been trying to get up with you.
Have you? That's not true.
Been trying to get up with you.
You know, you can find me. It's easy. I'm here like every day, like 5 days a week. You've been busy though. You've been, you know what I mean?
Moving around, man. That's all I've been doing.
When you walked in, because you look like you like maybe did a lot of press. I was about to say, as the label working you too much, but there's nobody to work you too much. Just you, right?
Self-motivated.
Self-motivated, everything.
For real.
That's one of the things I would love. I know you talk about it all the time. People talk about you being an independent artist, but there's so much about that I think is people may not understand all the way. Just about the business of it. I know you do it because financially it makes it wouldn't make sense for you to throw that away, I guess, at this point. But
I mean, it was, and I tell that every chance I get. It was never like intentional, right? Like I didn't go into the music business thinking I want to be independent. I want to do this all on my own. It just made sense. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was sitting down wanting to do a label deal or you know wanting to be the biggest artist I could be, I was just making whatever decision made the most sense. Yeah. So at the time, I'm like sitting down doing meetings, trying to do a deal. The numbers don't add up, so I'm just like, I'm gonna do it myself.
Yeah, but where does the business sense come from that? Like, was that taught, self-taught? People taught you? You learn from mistakes? Because there has to be mistakes when you're doing.
Really just my team, just having the right people around to really be in my ear and be like, hey, like you should do this, you shouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like but just giving the A and the B. Like if you do this for X amount of dollars, you're gonna owe this much after the fact, and boom, boom. So the deals just literally didn't make sense. Yeah. Like I'm going to do the meetings and they breaking it down. I'm just like, that shit don't make no sense.
How do you take that? Because when people try to, I always feel like when people try to rob me, I take it personal.
I mean,
I'm deeply offended when somebody puts something in front of me and goes, "Hey, you should do this with us."
You know something though? I didn't take it personal because here I am wanting to do a meeting, asking for something. You get what I'm saying? Okay. So it's like, here I am asking for something. Can you give me a fair situation? They said no. I'm like, cool. It ain't no situation. I didn't really look at it like, damn, like this was the goal. Now I got to do the alternative. It was just like, this is an option. This is also an option. Yeah. So I wasn't really like going into it betting on doing a deal or betting on not doing a deal. But
does it make some things harder too?
Wanting fair business? Yeah.
Well, that too. That? Yeah, good luck with that in the music business.
Fact.
No, but I mean, being independent and not having the you have a great team, but you don't have like a full big machine, whatever the machine is. Does that make, I don't know, I was thinking about you in awards and how you get nominated all the time and wondering if you were at a major label, would some of those turn into wins?
I mean, sure, but I don't know any alternative. You know what I mean? I haven't done business any other type of way, so that's really all I know for real. Yeah. Like I wouldn't know what goes on behind closed doors or what conversations I had. All I know is, you feel me? I'm doing good as far as I know.
No, you're doing great.
I'm doing pretty damn good. You're
doing great, and you get to like, I don't know, you get to do it your way, however that is. You get to pivot, you get to like, I mean, you strategize and make sense. You know, I'm sure your team has input, but like, at the end of the day.
I think, honestly, I was never the most business-minded going into it, right? Like,
really?
I was very like, I wanted to be the best artist I could be, the biggest artist I could be, whatever, you know. I was thinking like an artist, right? And I'm starting to see more and more there's like a certain way that you have to operate if you're structuring your own business. Yeah. Typically they situate it or they sell it to you, so it's like all you gotta do is focus on the music and we'll handle the rest, to the point where you kind of getting fucked over in a whole lot of ways. I didn't mean to say that.
Please say it, I like it.
You know, in a whole lot of ways. But one thing that kind of like instilled in me, like off the early, since I had to handle all my own business, was how to handle business. Like, and that was never my thing going into it. So now, like,
you got it now, or?
I mean, I'm learning. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like as I go, I know more than.
Have you fucked anything up?
All the time. I done fucked so much money up. That just happened. That's the cost of doing business, though. Like, you gonna shoot videos that don't come out. You gonna pay for wardrobe that you don't use. That's just how it go. But if it's one thing that I kind of learned now, it's that the music business is just a business, right? Like. When you're an artist, you kind of put everything into it. Like, that's your livelihood. That's your whole life. It's life or death. I eat, sleep, and breathe this shit. And then going into it, you take meetings, people know that shit. So, like, they're going to take advantage of the fact that you eat, sleep, and breathe this shit. You're not going to have the business acumen because you spend so much time focused on your artistic craft, right? So then here comes somebody that's sitting, calculating, pressing buttons and shit. And they're like, here goes somebody to eat, sleep, breathe, and dream music all day, every day. Like, I'm finna latch onto that. But if it's one thing that really, like, it put in my head, it's just another business, right? So say I made X amount of dollars doing music at 23, made $1 million plus and whatever the fuck. I look at it like it's just another startup. Like, so I got into this shit doing music. Like, I kind of like to step in the rooms now and take away the fact that I make music out of it. Like, if it's one thing that making music or people knowing your name gives you is access. So you walk into certain rooms that somebody else might have to work their way for years and years and years up a corporate ladder. And you could skip steps because people know your music. But then you get into that room, what you gonna talk music? That's redundant. So it's just like, let me X the fact that I know about music out of the whole equation and see how I could benefit this room if I didn't know music at all.
Yeah, it's your business.
It's a business.
Yeah.
It's not like so while the music and the art is my life, you can't just focus on strictly enhancing the art without wanting to elevate the business or expand the business. So I have to wear both hats.
Yeah. Do people come to you for advice in that space a lot? Like artists and stuff?
Yeah, and the thing is, I used to not know whether I was giving the right or wrong advice because I was just giving what I knew.
Yeah.
You know, and so people would be like, man, thanks, that shit really worked. I'm like, bro, I was, high just shooting the shit with you. Like, that's what's up.
I just saw, it was like something for independent artists that hadn't been done. Well, I'm sure there's a couple of, you probably know some of your stats, but there was something that was not common for independent artists that you did. Was it the chart of Wasteland?
We went number two on Billboard.
Right, number 2 on Billboard.
Yeah,
and has that happened for any other independent artists?
I don't know.
Yeah. You don't care about stuff like that?
I wasn't really like paying attention to it until like it happened. Then I was like, oh shit.
It's kind of dope.
But even then I was like, why not number 1? You know what I'm saying?
Are you not arrogant about stuff like that?
Nah.
Because you know your music has a little.
In my own way, you know, I'm confident in what I do,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm passionate about that, and I'm focused on that, like pretty obsessed with it to an extent, like making sure that this shit do what it's supposed to do. But, maybe a little arrogant.
Yeah, talk your shit. It's
Maybe
okay. Feel free. We want you to feel comfortable here in this house to talk your shit if you need to talk.
Maybe
your shit.
a little bit, but it took a while for me to get that way. I didn't start off that way. I think over time, like that's just kind of like. What developed from that.
We were talking about the fact that you have, which I didn't know this about you, that are you Dominican or somebody in your family? Part Dominican? Who in your family is Dominican?
On my father's side, my grandmother.
Did you grow up with that part of your family?
No, we from Maryland. I ain't really speak Spanish or nothing like that. Nah.
That's all right. I'm Puerto Rican. I grew up in New York around people who spoke Spanish, and my Spanish is still trash, so it's okay.
I don't really speak no Spanish for real. I love hearing that shit though.
Somebody said in here today, I think it was Ro over there. It was like that your music, it's like R&B bachata. It's like because bachata's like
the song concept.
Yeah, the content is like shit gone wrong, love gone wrong. I was gonna try to get through the interview without using the word toxic.
Oh, no, I hate that word.
Do you hate it?
Hate that word.
I got annoyed when we were doing the little packet of you and the word toxic kept coming up so much. I can't imagine in your life.
Bruh.
But you lean into it a little bit, no?
Not intentionally. I could do, but it gets to a certain point where once it's attached to you, you could do anything, and that's what people going. It's like a zodiac. Like you could say that you a Gemini and you do anything, and that's so Gemini. Like I'm fucking sitting down, I ain't doing shit.
But you sit mad Gemini.
Once it's attached to you, it just is what it is.
So if you sing about the girl left her, I have some of your bars. We could do a bar. It's not anything could be zoned as toxic, is what you're saying.
Honestly, man. Plus, it's R&B. So when people listen to R&B, traditionally they're used to it a certain way. So they're gonna expect some sort of romance to be attached to it. And when you don't give them that, it's like, what is this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is there romance? Do you think there's romance somewhat in there? No.
I mean, indeed, I know how to be romantic just as much as the next nigga for real. But it's not like my bread and butter. I think naturally when you sing, people gonna want, you feel me, some sort of performative Casanova behavior with everything you do and shit. But that's just not how I am. I'm more focused
real life.
No, not at all. I'm more focused on like my music and my business. You know what I mean? Like I'm 27. That's not really in my.
The bars are good though. People like it.
But it's crazy because I sing about like not really being tied down and shit like that.
Yeah.
But it works, I guess. People like that shit. I think it's relatable more so than it is like romantic in a way. I guess there's like a sense of romance in the honesty, maybe.
But how are you different? Because are you that in real life? You're saying no, you're not really. Like, how are you in relationships? Do you like a relationship? Are you capable of a romance and relationship? And like,
I mean, I guess
you just haven't gone down
I
that
do
road.
okay. I'm not like big on like the newness, right? Like it's kind of I've kind of developed a certain pattern and lived a certain like type of life for so long that like the process of like going into like, you feel me, dating and wanting and dining and like meeting a new chick and then asking me how many siblings I got and
Oh,
like,
God.
are we gonna do this shit over and over and over and over again? You know what I mean? So it gets to a certain point like where regardless of whether or not I even like whether she act up or not or whatever, it's like if I've been fucking with you for a certain amount of time, I'm just gonna keep fucking with you because it's easier than fucking with somebody new.
You don't like new too much.
Nah, I used to love new shit. Now it's just like, oh my God, bro.
You don't like small talk, do you?
No, I don't like that shit.
You don't do dates? No dates?
I used to be like a serial dater. I would date for fun, but I think I kind of just wore myself thin maybe. As of late, I just been wanting to like pull up on a chick that know my favorite foods and put on the show I like to watch. Like, I don't be feeling like all the extra shit.
Yo, you're like 30 seconds from settling down with this type of behavior.
You think?
Yes.
Oh man.
I feel like the next level, you like your next album might be like,
Maybe, man.
I'm a different man because of you, babe.
I just be getting bored too. I be getting bored too though, man. Like, and it also gets to a certain point where I try like dating and doing the whole new shit, right?
Yeah.
But like, I have like so many like women that I see that I've been consistently seeing for years type of shit, where it's just like if I bring a new chick that I'm seeing into the equation, she just like, my nigga, you got too many that's just locked in already, my nigga. Like, so it's just a
How do they coexist? How does coexisting work?
Um,
Because you seem like an honest guy.
I be chilling for real. I think it gets to a certain point where it's like, if you know me, like, and how I've been doing shit for a certain amount of time, you're not gonna try and change what I'm doing. It's just like, I think it's also a similar thing, right? Like, if there's
telling me that you have multiple relationships and that they're all okay with that?
I guess that's what it is. This I'm like mad inconsistent. I be moving around and traveling this, then, and the third, and it gets to a certain point where it's like, all right, say I just started dating you, right? Like, we seen each other, and there's like a certain amount of consistency,
comfort,
and that you would want from a man that's interested in courting you, right? Like, it's like you want somebody to be responsive and make plans and stick to them plans and da da da. Say I just started seeing you, I'm interested in you, I take you out, and then I gotta fly out like in a day. Then I gotta go somewhere else in like 2-3 days after that. And then I come back and I'm not really the most responsive, and you hit me with like you said you was gonna da 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 da. You said that you was da da da.
You don't like that?
No, it's just like, I don't even know you. Like, who is you? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I already got situations that been locked in this long, it's like, who I don't even know you. You're a stranger. You feel me?
That's tough. That's tough for some to swallow.
Crazy. It's like, who is you for? Like, you could could be fired. You know what I'm saying? You could be super beautiful. You could be nice. You could be way better than what I got, but I don't know you.
You sound like a man who hasn't fully been in love yet.
I don't think so. No.
Nobody's
Maybe.
got you like.
Maybe. I go through phases. I might wake up and be like, man, I was really in love, and then wake up the next day and I'm like, nah. So I guess that means
that
I
was
haven't
Tuesday.
I'm all over the place, but I guess it's just because that's only 25% of what I spend my like days doing. You know what I mean? Like a small like. Everything else is like everything else.
That's so interesting because most artists, some people that are like as much of an artist as you are, tend to be just romanticize the idea of love and relationships.
Hilarious, right? Nah, like
you are not of that cloth.
No, not at all. But what am I make songs about doing?
You are very practical kind of.
Very much so, but I can't make songs about doing meetings and shit. That's not gonna like.
No, we don't want that.
That might only be sexy to a certain demographic of women. You know what I'm saying?
So that might pop off for some.
Yeah, but like I can't like make songs about that. So I got to talk romance, whether it's the good or the bad or the ugly, because people want to hear romance. But my day to day ain't on that type of time.
Yeah. And does it bother you to be put in that little toxic category, or you just like, it is what it is? It's cool.
I mean, I kind of just accept it at this point. That's just what it is. People gonna say what it is and what it ain't. What, you know.
Yeah.
But people love it though.
Yeah,
it's the same people. The same people might call it that will still love it. So it's like.
Yeah.
No,
I think it's said. I think it's said with a fun brush.
Yeah, but it's such a negative word. That's like the worst word ever.
It is. Let's come up with a new word today. If you could use a new word, what would it be?
I say honest. You know, for real.
We need a better word.
No.
I love honest, but it's not. It's It's not headlining. It's not. It won't take over toxic, is what I'm saying. It won't trump that in a conversation. They won't be like, "Oh, he's such an honest artist." Nobody wants to say that.
That's a fact. That's not enough.
We have to come up with a sexier word than toxic, than honest, but not as negative as toxic. You're a writer. You should be able to come up with this.
I say it's bold.
Bold.
Yeah.
It's better. We're gonna
better.
get there. We're gonna keep working on this. Sonder is a dope word.
Oh yeah.
Sonder is a dope word. So I know you can find good words. So that came. When did that come? When did that?
That was like, had to be like 2015.
I asked somebody to get me the actual definition of that, but you probably know it.
Sonder is the realization that every individual passerby has their own life, just as vivid and complex as yours. So that come from just I think I forgot what I was doing one day, and I was just looking for names of. I don't even remember what I was doing. But I seen that, I stumbled upon it somewhere and just inked it on my face for real. And then after that, we named the band that, and then.
Do you live your life like that?
Yeah, most definitely. Like I kind of always like to pay attention to what everybody got going on, and respect that. Like respect your feelings of what you're going, or how your day was, or what your agenda is.
It keeps you humble, keeps you in check. Yeah, because everybody got some shit going on. Everybody in this room today is going through some shit right now. Today, it's a dope word. Not common either. Super dope. So what's the plans for you? Like, what do you see for yourself? I know you're in this space right now. You're doing well. Money's good. Music's good. People like, we're going to switch this toxic word into something else. But like, is there like some big grand goal for yourself and you as an artist that I feel like everybody's chasing something.
Right now, honestly, I'm just trying to elevate, you know what I mean? Just trying to elevate the art, expand the business. That's like all I'm thinking about is like ways to make the shit bigger and grander and better than it is. I feel like
you as an artist and your music, you mean?
Yeah, all the above. Like, I can't get better as an artist if the music don't get better, and vice versa. Like everything has to get better. So I just been focused, like trying to make sure my team is focused, making sure my family good. That's it, man. It's just God, family, and music.
Do you have aspirations of like? Because you're super creative and, I don't know, acting or like directing or creating other.
Yeah, I got some things I've been working on. It's been in the works for a minute. I can't like speak too much on it.
You can.
I might, I can't speak too much. I might fuck some money up.
All right, we don't want that.
Yeah, but it's some film things I'm working on, writing some things.
Fashion.
Most definitely. I got a streetwear line I'm working on, just mad things.
Dope.
Yeah, trying to do any and everything.
But you're not working on a serious relationship.
Not at the moment, no.
Not at the moment. What would that do to your music? What if you meet this girl, right, and she changes your life, and you're like, I'm gonna commit to this girl? Does the music change then, or do you stay on this path? Like, are you somebody where the music kind of goes with your life, or?
Absolutely. I mean, that's why it is what it is now.
Yeah.
If it gets to that point, then if I've been focused so heavily on making sure my art gets better, then a relationship wouldn't ruin that. I feel like it elevated even further.
Yeah.
But I can't bet on that, so I'm gonna just focus on making sure my music gets better. You know what I mean?
Where are you at right now? Where are you based?
Everywhere.
The world. You're a citizen of the world.
L.A., New York, Atlanta. I got a spot in North Carolina.
Wow.
I just be bouncing around for real.
I just saw that you were in Atlanta when you were making Wasteland. That you were there when the George Floyd stuff was happening. You were doing a lot of protesting and things like that, which we didn't see that publicly.
Nah.
It was quiet then.
I was outside, man. I was outside. Everything was nuts though.
Where, like, you were in the middle of the area? Like, tell me what was happening.
Yeah, I was well, everything was open in Atlanta, right? And so I really just went out there because I was recording. It was open.
Oh, during COVID.
Yeah, and I got bored being in my parents' house. Once everything happened, like with COVID and all that, I dipped from LA. I was like, fuck this shit. I'm finna go to my people's where they cook meals every day and shit. I pulled up. I stayed for like a week and a half. I'm like, man, my parents is getting on my nerves right now. So I just skated out to Atlanta. I just bought a whip. So I'm like, fuck it. We driving to Atlanta. We went to Atlanta, stayed for like the month, and it was like right in the middle of this shit, bro. Like between Midtown, downtown, everything was fucking nuts. It didn't touch Buckhead though. I don't know how the fuck that happened, but nah, that shit was crazy. I was staying at where was I at? I think I was at like the AC downtown for a little bit. Then they pepper sprayed niggas and shit. That shit was nuts. Then I got lost. I don't know what the fuck had happened.
So you were out there in the protest.
Man, what?
In the
Yeah,
thick
hell
of
yeah.
it.
Fucking shit up.
You didn't. Most artists who were out there, we saw it. You posted.
Nah,
You weren't interested in
I'm
that.
gonna have my phone out and fuck shit up at the same time, bro. That don't even make sense. I need both hands.
You a two-handed
For
fuck
real,
shit up
man.
kind of guy.
Fucking shit up. Like we fucking shit up out here. The fuck.
What is your relationship with social media? Because
Bro, that shit right there, I don't understand a lot of this shit.
you use it though. It served you.
I
and
use it enough. Social
yeah.
media is for flexing, not feelings. That's a fact. But if anything of like fucking substance or value or some shit like that, I'll say for moments like this, I'm not about to post no shit on social media. So motherfuckers can take it and LOL and make me mad or some shit. Like,
Yeah.
anything,
Are you sensitive about that? I didn't think you would be.
anything like I just if it's one thing I don't like, it's some shit that I take seriously being taken as a joke, right? And I feel like when you put anything on social media, you're giving anybody the opportunity to like make light of a situation. So I just don't even like put no attention to that shit. I just be like posting some flicks and going about my day for real.
You don't do the comments?
I don't do none of that shit. I don't read them shits. I don't look at DMs like that. I don't be nothing. For the longest time, I ain't even have like my accounts for real. Like I let other motherfuckers handle that shit.
Yeah. Some people that it fucks them up too much, so like it's distracting, or it's just negative, so much negative. But then it's easy to get addicted too. There's an addiction thing that happens with it. So
Bro, the internet is the internet, bro. That shit is like
that's a bar.
for real, bro. That shit is like I don't know.
It's the Wild West out there.
I like whoever's in front of me and shit. You know what I mean?
What do you like? What's inspiring you out here right now? Like what is? Because you seem like what you like. You seem like, I don't know, like when you tap into something.
I'm inspired by real life. That's why I like coming to New York so much. I like just walking around and getting inspired by conversation or a piece of art or some architecture or a place I'm at or a conversation I'm having. I learn very much so like in person. So
What's the best conversation you had recently?
this is up there. I'm not gonna hold you.
No, is that true?
No, I'm not saying that just
I
because
wasn't fishing for that. I wasn't fishing for that. I just was curious.
Not that ass because
I enjoy good conversation too. That's why I asked.
But I have a lot of conversations. A lot of good conversations with my pops. I have a lot of good conversations with strangers. Really, I'm trying to think of one of the best conversations I had. I think I was at this club in Hollywood, and there was this girl I kind of know who invited me to the spot. She be doing like the bottles and shit like that. And she just came from Miami. I was rapping with her about a whole lot of shit. She was cool. But I don't drink when I go to the spot, so I just be there just chopping it up with whoever helping niggas and shit. But
You're the non-drunk friend in the club.
I am now.
Oh,
I am
no.
now.
Did you used to be different?
Yeah, most definitely.
Was
Was
there a reason for the change, or
most definitely? Angie, you getting like a recent like you feel me mature like me and shit like.
Yeah, what's happening?
This
Who
is me like
this?
re-emerging and shit. I got prescription glasses and shit on now. Like
Yeah, you're like.
this is a whole nother like.
I
I'm
like it.
Yeah, I'm really trying to like
It
you feel me
suits you.
elevate and step my shit up, be all sober and like.
It
look
feels
people
like
in the
you're
eye when
about
I
to
talk
drop
to
a
them and
different
shit.
album in 30 seconds.
I'm just cooking, man. Like I'm just so focused. I don't know what the fuck been going on.
But
I think
what
I've been
inspired-
taking ashwagandha or something.
No,
I don't know what the fuck it is. For real, something.
What inspired the change? What inspired the shift? I call it a shift.
It's just timing, man. Like it's just timing for real. Like,
You probably get bored.
bro, I turned 27. I'm like I'm damn near 30 for real. Like
You got a few years.
it's like right there for real.
Yeah.
Like I'm
You
damn
in
near
your
30.
20s.
Like this shit. Like now it's time to like really get right. Like let me really focus on everything I gotta focus on. Like let me like maybe make a bedtime sometimes and shit. You know.
You should.
Yeah. Plus I'm like getting back into performing mode, right? So I've been like just rehearsing, getting right for like different things I have coming up. So like my voice can't be all fucked up and shit. So it's like I actually gotta
This is a responsible Brent Faiyaz. This
real,
is like
man.
responsible Faiyaz happening here.
I hate to burst anybody's bubble that was you don't expect me to
Come up here, wild out, talk
for
crazy.
real. Nah, none of that right now.
No, you're like sober a lot. You're like going to sleep at a decent time, being
trying,
responsible about your vocal cords.
For real. And the wild part is it ain't even much as a struggle as I thought it would be. Like a couple months ago I'd probably be like, bruh, like I don't know how the fuck I'm supposed to like, you feel me, be responsible and shit. But I don't know. I was just kinda like, man, fuck this shit for real. I'm going to sleep.
It's bedtime.
For real. And been doing it since, for real.
You on your old man shit at 27? That's crazy.
I'm really just trying to preserve it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like you know, the candle that burned twice as bright, burn half as long. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to like preserve it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I had a really good conversation with somebody I know you're a fan of too, Quentin Tarantino. I know that you're big. I was at a party. I had a seat and I got up. To talk to somebody, and the seat was still just right there. It was crowded, and he came over. He was like, "Is anybody using this seat?" And I was like, how do you answer that? Like, I still wanted it. I wanted to have it,
right?
But I wasn't using it, and it was Quentin Tarantino. You probably would have said, "Sure, take the seat."
If ain't nobody using it, it wouldn't matter who it was. Ain't nobody using it. You just saving seats just cuz and shit.
We had like a 5-second staring at each other, real quiet moment. Probably like some Quentin.
So you was already sitting down though.
I was sitting there, and my friend was sitting here, and then I got up to talk to somebody, and I was just kind of standing there for a while, but it was my seat.
Oh, your seat. Oh, you
but
just
I
told his
wasn't
ass to get up.
it.
I mean, he asked though. He did ask.
He asked, can he have the seat? And I said, we just blank stared at each other. He said to me, I get it. He said, you want the option to have the seat. I was like, yes, I want the option to have the seat. And we had a really dope, like,
that's funny as shit.
Bizarre little moment in a party.
I feel like you probably met mad people for real. You met everybody.
Yeah, I met a lot of people. Not everybody. You probably met a lot of people too, no?
Not as many as you.
Who would you like to meet you haven't met yet?
I haven't met Tarantino. It's a lot of people I haven't met.
What would you say when you meet him? Because I know you're a big fan, right? He probably knows. He has to know that if I know that.
I seen him one time. He almost hit me with his car.
What do you mean?
Bro. I just came. I think I was in Hollywood. I was on Selma. I was coming from Stout or some shit like that, and he was leaving out a building. He was leaving out the parking garage and didn't even look. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? And my boy was like, yo, that's Tarantino. I looked up, like, that is that nigga. Funny as shit. That's the only interaction I ever had with bro.
That's actually kind of great. You should just kind of leave it there.
For real, that motherfucker do not look while he drive, bro. Like, I might not be here today if that nigga hit me with his car, for real.
I don't know
you
why.
You laughing and shit. That nigga almost hit me with his car.
You know why it's funny to me? Because after I had my interaction with him and we had that moment, he was like, he said something to, I don't know, we didn't know each other. Nobody introduced us. This was like an organic kind of like, you just want the option to have the chair. I was like, I do. Thank you for understanding. I just want the option. And he was like, I think this is a good moment. He said something like that. I was like, this was a great moment. If I ever had to meet this guy, this is my story. I don't ever want to see you or talk to you again. I want to have just that. That's a good Tarantino moment, and let's just go on about our lives. I laugh because that's a good moment. You should just have that. Never meet him. Then you could tell everybody the man almost killed you with his car.
I guess
that's a better story than we had lunch and I told him what a big fan I was. And
nah, that's lame as shit.
Exactly.
Lame as hell.
You don't want that. So who else? Is there anybody else? Because let's put it in the air. Who would you like to meet? Who would you like to work with?
Trying to think of who I really want to lock in with. I want to work with Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I see that for you, like in 30 seconds.
Beyonce.
Have you ever connected? Have any paths ever?
We work with the same people and shit. We just ain't never really crossed paths for real.
Mm-hmm.
But she's incredible.
Do you have a certain Beyonce you like? Because there's so many Beyoncés.
She could tap into any, like, you feel me, pocket that she need to when she ready though. Like, melodically and vocally, she can do whatever. I think there's very few artists I listen to that's that limitless.
Mm-hmm.
She can do anything.
For sure. I'm surprised you and Kehlani haven't done.
We got in the studio. We got shit. It's just not out.
Yeah, why?
Yeah, you just be cooking up to cook up type of thing. But we probably do some more shit when it's time.
Hasn't happened yet, because you guys are friends, no?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you could have good friendships with women makes me feel like you're gonna have a wife or a real girlfriend one day.
You think?
Yeah, I do. I think so. Yeah. I see this for you. I can't wait for that interview. That'll be fun.
Put that in the air.
I think it could happen. But you two became friends because you just connected on music, or?
Yeah, we just fan each other work for real.
She's a dope girl also. She's like
cool as fuck.
Cool as fuck. I think anybody could be friends with her.
Yeah.
Right? Like she's just
for real.
Super fly.
It's been a lot of cool encounters like that. Like artists I kick it with. We might never did no music together or got in the studio a couple of times. Like that shit is like, I feel like when it comes to like in person shit and personal shit, I value that more than like anything. More than like dropping a record or more than like I like to just meet people, interact, and get to know people.
And have dope conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get that.
Shit is everything. Like, we don't even gotta do no business together. Like, I fuck with you because I fuck with you type of thing.
You had dope collabs though. You've had some like.
Mm-hmm.
How does that work with like you being an independent artist and then you have these artists on these big major label deals? You have Alicia, Drake. I mean, there's a few big ones there.
Yeah.
I don't know why my mind's blanking right now, but I know there's a lot more.
9 times out of 10,
Kanye.
Niggas just be hitting me to work for real. I kind of just be doing my own thing, being in my own bubble and shit. Mm-hmm. And it just happens.
But don't you have to? Isn't that like? Don't the labels expect you have to pay for them to use? Like, how does that work? No, they call.
Yeah, we just block in.
That's it. That's because they really fuck with you.
Yeah.
yeah.
Nah, that ass for real. I actually be like, I'm talking to people and they be like, man, boom, boom. I try to get so and so. I tried to. I'm like, word. I ain't never tried to get nobody on shit. That don't even make sense to me.
Do you believe in that? Like, do you not? Because there's an idea of like pushing to get what you want, like making things happen or letting things happen.
You can push to get what you want and push for things that you want to go your way, all the way up until like it's contingent on another person's decision. I feel like you can't push for your way if you're talking about a whole nother human being. Mm-hmm. You can push your way if you're talking about some numbers or you're talking about some artistic but you can't push for collaboration. That don't even make sense.
Right.
You gotta let shit happen how it happen. 9 times out of 10, people really fuck with people who don't fuck with nobody. As weird as that shit is.
Wait, what is that?
Yeah.
People fuck with people. What?
Yeah, it's like it's like in fashion, like, right? It's like the game of exclusion and shit. Like,
oh yes.
If you keep it to yourself so long, people just want to poke their head in, type of thing.
If you make 7 sneakers, everybody wants one of those. One of 7s.
For real, and for the simple fact that you like niggas is just doing shit different. Mm-hmm. Like if everybody at this party and I'm never there, or if everybody pull up there and I'm never there, or if everybody did shit a certain way and I never did it, people just curious.
Mm-hmm. You know what I want to go back to for a second? This transition of yours. I'm interested.
Let's talk about it.
I'm interested. How deep does it go? I know you say you're getting older. You want to make smarter decisions. You want to prolong and. All those things. But what is it? Is it just health-wise? Is it like what is it? What is the transformation?
I think my goals just changed, right? Like
yeah.
I feel like for so long I was stuck in this there's like a artist rat race, right? Like where it's like everybody chasing number ones and album sales and they want to be this and they want to do that and they want to and it's not necessarily the blueprint to longevity. Like it's like a lot of artists who be and then this shit go and they do this and then this shit go and then there's the people who and the shit just keep going like this. So I'm just I know if there's a way that I can maneuver in this environment and this industry and not, you feel me, lose my marbles, I have to pace it and just go smooth.
So what did you change exactly? You say are you like not drinking at all? Or you just drinking less or?
Drinking less. I might do a glass of wine or some shit like that and go to sleep. I don't really drink. But it's kind of crazy because I was a big drinker. I'll drink anybody. I'm like, for what now? You know what I mean?
Just one day like that? Just
yeah. Shit, mad weird. I'm like a month in now.
Did something trigger it, or did you like, hey, I think today I'm gonna just?
Nah, just random. I just toyed with the idea. And then the simple fact that I was toying with the idea and couldn't bring myself to do it started pissing me off. Because I'm just like, what the fuck, am I alcoholic? So then I was just like, nah.
That's so funny. J. Cole talks about that in one of my interviews with him, about the pull.
Yeah, bro.
When something's pulling you and it got control
bro, it started
over you.
pissing. I'm like, why the fuck I can't like not get high? Why I can't like, what the fuck, am I a weed head? No. You know what I'm saying? So just no.
Were you?
I mean, I guess I'm not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's just the simple fact that like toying with the idea of sobriety to the point where you just continue toying with the idea of sobriety. It gets to the point where like, no, you're an addict. If you're toying with the idea of sobriety and can't bring yourself to do it, you a fucking fiend for real. So I was just like, I'm not about to be no damn fiend.
I'm gonna be okay. So let me try this for a little while.
Yeah, and it's
how do
like,
you feel?
And it's calm. Like I'm chilling. I have a lot more energy. You know, I wasn't like off the deep end or no shit like that. You know what I mean? It wasn't ridiculous, but just more than I'd like to, more than I was comfortable, doing. I think I just want to be more present. I also got more work to do. Like if I got to do like, if I wake up in the morning and I got to be somewhere at a certain time, then I have to do a conference call, then I have to leave there and go to a meeting, then I got to, bro, it gets to the point where like if I wake up in the morning and I'm fucking hungover and got to get myself together, it just wasn't worth the night before.
What does that do to the creative process though? Because of the weed and the smoking and all of that and the drinking, doesn't that sometimes in the studio create?
No, that's false.
It is.
Not for me anyway. I was doing this when I didn't do none of that. It was a time I used to draw pictures all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? As a kid, or make music all day, every day as a kid, and didn't drink or smoke or no shit like that. I think that's just an excuse. It all comes with how you deal with scenarios and how you cope with things. So I don't really like put no value in that when it comes to a creative process. I can't even give that shit no power like that. My voice sound better too.
It's clearer. Yeah.
So I'm
Good
just
for
trying to
you.
be more responsible and all that.
Okay. Responsible Faiyaz. That's the next
Shit
album.
mad boring.
You mad boring
Shit
now?
Mad boring.
Don't be that. Don't be that. I can't imagine that for you.
Shit mad boring.
I think you'll keep the evolution just keeps happening, and the different phases will keep going.
Nah, that's a fact. I feel like it's like I was fortunate enough to kind of reach a point where I could really say I did it all. Like did it all. You know what I mean?
Already? You feel like that?
Man, what?
What do you mean?
Did it all.
Like in what lane?
Did it all that, the rock star shit, the going out, the doing the shit, the whole like niggas did all that shit.
You did all the rock star shit.
Yeah, hell yeah. And the ill part is I was fortunate enough to be able to do it, you feel me, like without without it being like documented and put everywhere. You feel me? Like without it being like I was able to kind of, you feel me, sneak under the radar, do my little shit, handle my shit, take care of and then just be like, all right, now I'm coming back. I'm ready for the lights, you feel me? I'm sobered up. Let's get it cracking. And all I got, you feel me?
What did we miss? We missed mad shit, right?
But that's why.
we didn't see none of that shit.
But that's why creatively, right, nothing goes anywhere. You know what I mean? Like creatively, I'm not going to hit a point where I don't have nothing to write about. I got years and years and years and years of shit to write about. So put it in the music.
And live this like peaceful kind of life.
Exactly. Like you only got to
balance.
Yeah, if you can. I mean, I just really just been paying attention to how a lot of people do this shit, bro. You can go for years and years and years and sell platinum albums and kill the game, and people still don't like got to know everything that you do. I think this whole era of like, let me document every single thing I get into. People use that shit so that they can keep doing numbers for the time being. It's not like a longevity thing. It's like I'm beefing with my chick. Let me post about this shit so I can get some people listening to my new song. It's like, oh, I got in a fight yesterday. Let me post this shit so I can. It's just, it's the circus. It's the rat race. Get number one. I think people don't rely heavily enough on the music.
That is absolutely true. That's
So
a short game.
Yeah, if the music is powerful, then it resonates with people and people love it.
It's also a healthier way to live your personal life.
It's longevity, man. You can't do this shit forever. Rocking in that way, man, you gonna end up driving yourself crazy.
What do you look like in 10 years? Like, what's the vision for
I'm
yourself
gonna
in 10
be a
years?
problem.
Like what?
Man, in 10 years?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a problem.
What type of problem?
Man, what? On every level, it's gonna be a problem. Like for real, like on the business end, on the creative end, on the like, man, what? Oh my God, it's gonna be a problem. Like, man, what? For real, hide your bitch. For real, nigga, don't even want to see me at 37, nigga. What?
Not hide
Come
your
on.
bitch.
Hide her.
You're going backwards. You're going backwards right now. You're going back to
On me.
You're going back to toxic Faiyaz.
Hide her. No, I'm just talking shit, but I'm gonna just be focused, man. I'm probably gonna be on a whole nother plane. I don't know. I can't call it. I used to not have a vision of where I was gonna be at like 10 years from now. I didn't even think like that. So I'm just now really starting to have an idea of what 37 is gonna look like.
You still doing this? Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's the plan. I want to do it on a different level though. I want the music to sound different. I want it to feel different. I want the themes to be different. I want to delve a lot more into film. I don't know. It just even music aside, I want to step out of things that's outside of music and outside of entertainment. I feel like you only really halfway doing it if you're not uplifting your people in some way, shape, or form. So it's got to be some sort of reform that takes place. I feel like I just got to get my mind right in order to get to that point.
Oh, I see that for you. You're level 1 of that, of getting your mind. You know what I mean? Not level 1. Clearly, you've had a lot of success already, but I'm just talking about reforming yourself to prepare yourself for that type of thing.
It's got to be ultimately be bigger than the music, you know.
Mm-hmm. Dope. Well, I can't wait. I hope I'm still around. We have a little sit down in 10 years. That'd be dope. I'll be 100. Sure. I'll be 100, but that'll be
crazy.
But we still have a good conversation. Congrats on everything, man. So it's interesting when you dropped the album, by the way, and the EP so close together. Mm-hmm. If you had a major label, they might have frowned upon said action. No.
It's just kind of, I feel like dropping something, step outside, check the temperature. We're dropping something today. You know what I mean?
When does the next drop happen? Do you know?
Nah, not yet. Mm-hmm. I'm working on stuff. I'm always working on something. I kind of like to work on multiple things like at the same time. So typically they be finished around the same time.
Mm-hmm. Well, in the meantime, they got plenty of music. You got people are gonna held down for a little while.
Plenty of music.
Yes, plenty of music. It's so dope to meet you, man. Finally.
It's a pleasure.
I look forward to the next phase of Faiyaz, and we got to work on the word.
Something.
Toxic don't fit no more. Toxic don't fit with the guy who's going to bed at 10 o'clock at night and waking up in time for his meeting. And I gave you a time. I don't know if that's the time.
Yeah, that's not my business. Is not 10 o'clock.
Okay, what is it? Midnight?
It's like midnight.
Okay, all right. Yeah. I didn't mean to 37 you out.
You did me dirty.
I'm sorry. Yo, my bad. No disrespect. Midnight, bedtime, Faiyaz.
That works.
One time, Brent Faiyaz today, everybody. It's 515.1.